I'm your naturally ACG, your new body 123 counselor. First of all, I want to let you know about ACG. ACG is a hormone that's developed in the female when we get pregnant. What this hormone does is, when the woman isn't eating properly, the hormone kicks in the body and it tells the body to burn up the unwanted fat, in your case the unnecessary fat flab that you don't want. And there's two special words that I'm going to use for you guys so you can really understand about this ACG. The two words are believe and trick. Believe goes with the woman and tricks goes with the man. Yes, men are using this product as well. Now, for the ladies, you're going to take the ACG and it's going to make your body believe that you are a pregnant woman. Men, you're going to take the ACG, and you know what I mean, it's got to trick your body that you are a pregnant woman, because you know there's no way in the world you can have a baby. So that's the word for you, trick. Okay, now moving right along. First of all, I wanted to thank one of my co-workers, Mr. Brown, for bringing us to the head office to let his boss know that we really need to do this, because we feel that a consumer, educated consumer, is the best thing. And he just didn't want to be working for somebody and selling it and they not know what they're doing. So here we go. First, I would like to give you the definition of protocol. Would you do that for me, Mr. Walker?
Protocol, the precise method of rules and guidelines for carrying out a given procedure for a process.
A precise, meaning that this program, you must be precise. Not hard to do, just follow the simple directions, just be precise. Okay, now we're going to make sure that you understand exactly what you bought and what you're doing. This is your products here. Most of you have bought the whole kit, which consists of your super trim, your artificial sweetener, your B12 dots, or maybe some of you have the B12 liquid. Now, if you don't have a full kit like this with the choice of one of these books, you've got the Easy Breezy or the Tracker. You pick those choice. If you don't have that with the B12, we also have where you can break it up and you have just the B12 and the Super Trim this way. And you have the Super Trim and the dots. Now, that also comes with a protocol sheet. The protocol sheet, this is why it gave you the definition of protocol. Your protocol sheet is going to have a quick rundown of everything you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. And if you can see here, right up here, it tells you to shake the bottle 10 times before each use. Please do that. It's a necessity that you shake up all of your ingredients. Now, if you go over more than 10 times, that's okay, but please don't go any less. And another thing I want to explain to you about this sheet, you're going to see on this sheet where it says 0.5 on your dropper, Eco-10's drops, which is going to mean, because a lot of people don't really understand, it's going to be pre-measured. Your 10 drops is going to be pre-measured. If you look on your dropper, you're going to see right here, the lowest base is 0.5. What you're going to do is you're going to fill it up to that line. You're going to drop it under your tongue. You're going to hold it for 2 minutes, okay, without swallowing. After you hold it for 2 minutes, you're going to swallow, and then you're going to set your timer again for a half an hour. So you're not supposed to eat or drink anything for a half an hour. So you got that, that's 2 minutes, stop, swallow, half an hour, eat or drink. Now, you're going to take these drops 3 times a day. Only 1 dropper full with the 10 drops 3 times a day. As I said to you earlier, it is pre-measured, all right? Now, you're going to also find out you're going to have a good time about this product. You're going to have 2 days of gorging. I call them pig out days. And the reason you're going to be doing that is because, remember I gave you those 2 words, believe and trick? Okay, those days of taking those high calorie foods and all of that fat is going to, with your ACG, is going to make the body believe that you're pregnant. And again, men, is going to trick your body to make believe that you are a pregnant woman. So this is why it's necessary to do your gorge days. A lot of people says, well, I don't eat that much, I can't eat it, and so on and so on. It's not that you got to eat a lot like the word gorge, but we want you to eat as much as you can, and not overload yourself where you're going to throw up. These fatty foods, you're going to have 3 meals a day those 2 days. You're going to wake up, take your drops, 2 minutes, wait half an hour, then you're going to eat a drink, a heavy breakfast, lunch same way, dinner same way. But you're going to make sure that you're going to drink 8-ounce glasses of water. Now, how I'm able to get rid of my water is not that I don't like water, but a lot of you all are not water fans. The best way to get rid of your water is to do it in 16-ounce intervals, because you know if you drink 16 ounces of water, if you do it 4 times, you've gotten rid of your water for the day. That's the way of thinking. You have to gear your mind up for this, because I know you're ready, because you would never have gotten the product if you were not ready. Now that we've explained about the HCG, how to take them, the 2 minutes to half an hour, and so on and so forth in your pig out days, we're going to discuss the tools that you're going to be needing for this program. First of all, you're going to need a food scale. Now, yours doesn't have to be like this one. This is my personal food scale. You only need a scale that's going to weigh up to 3 ounces, because that's the only thing you're going to be using this scale for, 3 ounces. They're in most of the little stores for $5 and some change. Very, very simple. Just a small food scale that goes up to a pound, because you're only going to be weighing 3 ounces. Okay. Now, another thing, I ask people to get them the interchangeable measuring cups. People say, I've got a measuring cup. I'd rather for you to have this one from the dollar store, because it's easy. Because you're going to be measuring 1 cup of cooked food and 2 cups vegetables. 2 cups of vegetables, raw vegetables. And it's so easy that if you pack it in here, you just dump it in your plate, throw it over to the side. Okay, now most people are familiar, some of us are, some are not, is your apple core. See, this is also in the dollar store. What I want you to do, why I said an apple core, because I want you to have the peelings on your apple for fiber. It's more healthy to have all of the skin and stuff on the apple. So you just put it on there, press it down, you peel, throw the core away. Good idea, huh? Only $1. Don't buy it out anywhere else, because it's the same product for $1. And then this other thing here, most girls have it in their kitchen. Guys, if you don't have it, it's at the dollar store too. It's called a potato peeler. What we're going to be using this for is take the skin off of your cucumbers. You know, instead of just cutting, it's easy. I'm trying to make everything simple for you. Okay. So now that we've discussed your tools, there's one more thing that you need to buy with this product. If you have the B12 and that's okay, and your super trim, all you have to do next is to buy you some potassium tablets. You must have potassium. It doesn't matter what brand, it doesn't matter which milligram, where it comes from. The only place you don't get it from is the dollar store, because those products are not made here in America, and I don't know what they are. So let's get cheap potassium, anybody's brand, anybody. You're only going to be using the potassium while you're taking the ACG. So it doesn't have to be an expensive, high-powered potassium. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is your food list. Now, if you look on your food list, you're going to see on that second page, it's going to say HCG food list, and at the bottom I have written in hand print, it says no oils of any types. It means just that. No oils of any types. Meaning no dressing, no, and I know you said, wow, I didn't know all of this. Well, it's going to be easy. You're not going to be hungry, and I guarantee you're going to be happy with yourself. Just a small sacrifice for these 30 days. Okay? So now, you're going to also remember this. This is a very sensitive product. I'd like you to use some soaps. I want you to use. You got 3 choices. You got Ivory, you got Dial, or you have Zest. So you pick one of those soaps to use, only for 30 days. And the lotion, girls and guys, I want you to use Aveeno lotion. Yes, ladies, you'll be able to use your makeup. You can take your makeup off with your baby oil or just soap and water. You don't have to stop wearing your makeup or anything like that. It's just these lotions and these soaps, because most of the girls today are using the Dove. That's not a good one. So we're going to do the Ivory, the Dial, or the Zest. Okay. So now back to the list that I've been trying to get to. You're going to see on your list your meats. I'm going to tell you guys, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Ask me. When you got any problems with this, call me. Your number is going to be on your sheet. You're going to have your numbers to call me. Now, if it's not on this list, on this paper, or this page, no, you can't have it. The only thing that is not on this list that is allowed is broccoli on the vegetable list. Other than that, no. So now you see you're going to be eliminated a lot of foods, like pork and what have you like that, so no matter. What we're going to do here, you're going to have a balanced diet, you're not going to be hungry, and you're going to be eating real natural food. Your vegetables are to be fresh or frozen. You're going to prepare your food, you're going to bake, boil, broil, or grill. And there's also a term called poaching. And if anybody wants to know what poaching is, I'll be happy. You give me a call and I'll tell you exactly what to do, how to poach something. And what else is new on this list that's just been added from the original one is an egg. On your second sheet, you'll see an egg. It'll tell you 1 egg and 3 egg whites. What that means is you go in your carton and you get you 1 egg out your carton. You don't take 3 other eggs out of your carton and separate them. They have egg whites in the store already in the carton, and on the side of the carton it has the measurements to tell you how many eggs that is. So if you're interested in having the egg, and I guess you're saying, well, having the egg and no oil, how do I prepare it? You're going to prepare it in your no sticks pan. And here we go back to the dollar store again. The dollar store have a little gadget that's omelet pan that you put in the microwave. Okay, later I'll give you recipes on how to do that. So if you want to do an omelet in that little gadget out of the dollar store, do so. If not, if you want to scramble egg, because that is going to be your protein, it's not going to be your breakfast, you're going to substitute it like you're eating your chicken or your fish or so on and so forth. You can scramble it and put your seasonings. You are going to be able to use your dry seasoning. You will be able to use mustard, hot sauce, no ketchup and things like that because it's sugary. Okay, so we got that down pat. So you're going to be eating for those 2 days that we're talking about, your gorge days. You're going to be eating those 3 meals a day, taking the 2 drops. Now that 3rd day we're going to get to our serious part, and there on your paper, if you don't have the full kit, you're going to see in this little box here, you can see an example of how we go. That first day, you take your drops when you're back on your 500 calories, your protocol diet, which you're not going to be hungry, I promise you, because I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. You're going to take your drops, 2 minutes, half an hour, you wait, and you're going to drink tea or coffee. Now, a lot of people are not coffee drinkers or tea drinkers. Okay, so if you're not a coffee or tea drinker, that's okay. You don't have to. Just get your water in. If you're a coffee or your tea drinker, then you're going to use your artificial sweetener that you got with your kit, your stevia. If you didn't have the kit, get you some equal sugar. If you don't like equal, then sweeten low. If you don't like sweeten low, I will tell you, do not use Splenda, because Splenda has too much real sugar in it. Okay, so the best substitute that I can give you without an aftertaste is going to be the equal. All right, so now we're back to the other meal, your second meal, which is your first meal. And that's when you're going to pick your protein. It tells you 100 grams of protein and weigh it before cooking. Now let me explain that to you. I've found a way to cut that short. 100 grams is an equivalent of 3.5 ounces. So now what I did was, I followed the script a while back because I've done it. And what I did was, I took all of the meats that I had and I did exactly what it said. I weighed it, the 100 grams was the 3.5. Then I cooked the meat, and I noticed that every time on each meat that I did, I don't care what it was, it always yielded 3 ounces after it was cooked. So why go through all of that trouble? Don't do it. Pick your meats that you're going to cook them, and then when you're ready to prepare your meal, weigh in your scale of your choice. Like I said, don't have to be like this one. 3 ounces are over. Right on that line. Line your scale up properly so that you'll be getting your proper weights, because that's very important. And it sounds like, wow, I'm only going to have 3 ounces, but you're going to look at them 3 ounces and you're going to see it sounds one way, but it's going to look another way. And then another thing too, in the beginning of this program, the Super Trim, have 2 sides. It has the ACG in it, and then it has the appetite suppressant in it as well. Now, the ACG starts right away, but the appetite suppressant may take anywhere up to 5 to 7 days before that kick in. So now I'm going to teach you what to do to have that filling feeling, so that you won't be craving anything, you won't be feeling hungry. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. What we're going to do on your food list, you're going to see your vegetables. And if you notice that you got cucumbers, you have tomatoes, you have your broccoli, that's not on it, but it's approved, and you're going to have your lettuce. Now, I know it's going to say salad on the paper, but let me explain that to you. Salad means a multiple of the same thing, a salad. Like if you're having tomatoes, you cut up the regular size tomatoes, then you throw in your cherry tomatoes. That's considered a tomato salad. Okay, lettuce. You got more than one type of lettuce. You take the iceberg lettuce, you take the romaine lettuce, or you take the butter lettuce, or Chinese lettuce, whatever. You mix those all lettuces together. That's considered a lettuce salad. All right? So no mixing your vegetables. No taking your lettuce and putting cucumbers in it and tomatoes. No, one vegetable at a time. Now, I strongly suggest when you pick your meats to eat that you're going to use raw vegetables until the ACG kicks in, that appetite suppressant. Again, like I say, anywhere from 4 to 7 days. I've had people say 4 days they got it. And see, when you're filling your plate up with these raw vegetables, which I'm not going to tell you to measure, just put it in there till you're full. Like the 2 cups is going to be a lot. If you want a little more of your raw vegetables, then do so. And then one day you're going to be sitting eating your raw vegetables within your first week, and then you're going to realize, I can't eat anymore. That's when you can go to your protocol precision, where your 1 cup exactly. Go over to your cooked vegetables, okay? Now, I guess you say, you just told me no oil, so how am I going to have these cooked vegetables? I'm going to tell you guys. Chicken broth is going to become your best friend. Now, you can either buy it out of the grocery store, but me, I'm a particular person. I've got to have flavor. See, that was my main thing with this. I had to have flavor. What I did, I made my own chicken broth. Quick recipe for chicken broth is your chicken breasts, real garlic, onion, green pepper, and celery. Bring it to the boil, let it get have your jar, drain it off, and save that, because you're going to be steaming your vegetables with it, your spinach, your cabbage, and all of the things. You're going to be using that because we're not using your other oils and greases for seasoning. And the chicken broth, as you know, it has a delicious flavor. Again, you can make your own, or if you don't feel like doing all that cooking, just go buy one. Just try to buy a low sodium one. It's a lot of them out there. And they also have the chicken broths that are powdered. The only thing I suggest that you do with that, you read the label and make sure it doesn't have sugar in it, because they do have one out there with no sugar in it, because I do have it myself. So if you want to do the chicken broth with the powder and just mix it with the water, stir it up, you can do that too. But again, read your labels. Make sure that you don't have sugar in your label. Now that we have the understanding about the AC, how to take it, your food program, and so on and so forth, we're going to talk about your time factor. We're going to tell everybody to do 30 days. Now, in between those 30 days, if you're where you want to be, you're satisfied with your weight, your look, you call me, you give me a call and says, Jewel, well, I think this is where I want to be. Maybe 25 days, it may be I don't know. You let me know. We're going to stop your drops. You're going to eat your 500 protocol 3 days without your drops, and then I'm going to move you over to your maintenance. Now, you know, again, when we had this protocol sheet, it's 4 pages to this. Your protocol sheet, your last page is your maintenance. Now, the way this maintenance goes is this. 7 days, you're going to put back the way you prepared your food in the beginning. You're going to put back your oils and so on and so forth, your fried foods. You're going to put back your salad dressings. You're going to be able to make your salads. You're going to be able to mix your vegetables, all like that. But we're still not having starches, and we're still not having sugars. And I guess you said, well, sugars is going to be in my ketchup and so on and so on. So we don't mean that type of sugar. You can have the sugar back in your foods now. You can do your dressings. You can do your marinades. It doesn't matter if it has 4, 5, 12 grams of sugar in it, okay? Now that's for 7 days. Then the next 7 days, because as you know, it says 21 days. 3 times 7, as you know, is 21. So your next 7 days, you're going to put back in your starches, your potatoes, your rice, your peas, all your starchy foods. Now you can have that burger because you're back into your breads. Yeah, you go back and have that good old cheese. Oh, how about that pizza we've been missing? Yeah, we're going to be able to do that now. So now after that, those 7 days, you're gradually adding those foods back in. Your maintenance is the key to your success of keeping the weight off, because as you know, it is called the weight loss cure. You're not supposed to be able to put this weight back like you do those other. This is not a yo-yo diet. All right, so this is the key to keeping it off, gradually putting your foods back in. Now your last but not least 7 days of the week, this is when you're going to put your sugars back in. So you got your starches, your sugar, and your oil. Now you're putting your sugars back in. Now let me tell you something about these sugars. When you add the sugars back in, I learned that when I did it the first time, I learned that a banana, cherries, pears, and all of those were considered high sugar fruits. So when you're moving over into your maintenance on your first round, that you're putting your oils and stuff back in, I know it's getting warm weather and you want to do some of your exotic fruits, leave them alone until you get to your sugar time. Then you can add those fruits into it. Okay, so now that's when everything is in there, those 7 days. So there's your 21 days that you're doing. So now after the 21 days, you're going to do a couple of weeks of just eating normal. But remember now, you have learned to have a protein, a starch, a vegetable, and a fruit. Now every day you're not going to be perfect, but try when you're eating to make sure that you got a balanced out meal. I'm not saying that you don't have the fried foods. Go back to, if you got some fried chicken, have the fried chicken with some mashed potatoes or whatever you're going to do in a vegetable. If you don't get your fruit in with your meal, get it in that day before it's over with, okay? And try to stay up with your waters. That's going to also help you to keep your weight off too. Now, another thing I want to discuss with you with this last thing, some of you are done. Now, your 6 weeks is over, you're done with the maintenance, so you're through. You don't have to come back. This is the one thing I like about this product. You don't run to us every month, every week, keep buying our product. You're done with us. You don't have to come back. This is not an ongoing thing. Okay, now the rest of you who are not done, that's 6 weeks. You're going to start all over again with your pick out days and your protocol. You know what to do. I don't have to take you through 1 to 3 again. You know what to do. And you go through the program again and you do your maintenance. And if you're ready, you keep on going. But you must take that 6-week interval before you start the program again. And the 6 weeks is not going to be like do the maintenance and 2 weeks and 6 weeks more. No, the maintenance and the 2 weeks of eating regular is going to be your 6 weeks without the ACG in your body, because it causes problems. We don't want you to stay on this program for 40 days actually. So I've broken it down to the 30 days interval so that you can be successful, do your maintenance, get over it, and a lot of you always want to do it over again like I did myself. And by the way, let me show you something. This is me. See me? Okay, this is where I started. I was 195 to 200. I was fluctuating, and I had lap band, removed it and gas the vapor, and still, I was still a big one, looking like this. I didn't get to this point. I also was a diabetic. I had high blood pressure. I was taking high cholesterol medicine. I am no longer on any medication of any sort, okay? So I went from that, from, October the 5th to October the 21st. I was 160 pounds in the size 12. Now I'm here, I'm over here. I'm so proud of me. I'm a size 8 now, because I did it once, then twice. I know it's not going to be easy, but it is easy. Just keep in your mind that you're getting rid of all of that unwanted, ugly fat. You're going to be slim and trim. Your metabolism is going to be pumped up, and you're going to be looking good and feeling much better about yourself. And another thing about this program is this. You will not be hungry. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Just do as I asked you earlier, and eat those raw vegetables so you can keep yourself full. And another thing about your fruits, you saw the fruits on your fruit list, which I didn't go in with you because it really wasn't necessary. Your strawberries is the one that has the lowest caloric count. Eat a lot of strawberries, do a lot of apples, not a lot of oranges. Oranges is a high sugar fruit, but this is allowed only one. So when you get that extra urge that you want something, the key to it is to make sure that you have had enough of your fruit. Put it on the empty stomach. Start with your fruit. Ignore that little box about the time frame. Everything is timed up to you. When you wake up, whatever your time is. Some people work different hours, so it's when you wake up, your time, and 3 times a day. You know, it's not about 8 o'clock, because there's a little part on the protocol sheet that's going to give you an example. That's all it is, an example. Now, if you think you need those snacks, do so. But I suggest for me how I did it, and I was successful to lose the 33 pounds in that time, because I did protocol. I stayed on point, and what I did was I ate my fruit on the empty stomach like you were supposed to. I started out eating a big cup of strawberries, and I had cut them up, saute them in a little equal sugar because I wanted something sweet. A lot of times I ate an apple and a half in the beginning, you know, and extra raw fruit to keep full. Those things are not going to hurt you. Stay off of that scale. Do not be on the scale every day, because when this program was written, this protocol was written, these people were in a controlled environment. Okay, they were bedridden. They had the special the special lotions, the special, and we're exposed to more stuff out here than the original program. Okay, so stay off the scale so you won't be disappointed. Do it the same day, once a week, with no clothes on. I think that's about wraps it up for us. Good luck. God bless. I know you can do it because I did it. See you again. Bye-bye.